Well, I'm here standing in about what's left of the snow, maybe 10 inches, to dig out what we're working on today. I'm Steve, and welcome back to American Nostalgia Garage. If you're into these trucks, or you've been watching this channel for a while, and I hope you have, you've seen the videos on this. We did an LS swap on this. This has a 6-liter in it. We put this whole engine together from basically a bare block that was locked up. Built it basically to go in this truck,
Closely, you
and
probably see the piston
got it running. We put Holley Terminator X on it, and basically since then I've been driving around with my family with absolutely no tune in the computer whatsoever. And if you know me, you know that that's exactly par for the course with just about everything. So I've finally done the right thing by the truck, and I've scheduled to have it tuned by a professional. Problem is, I'm not the professional, and as far as I could see, he's not in the backyard, so we got to get it out of here. So today we're digging this thing out, getting it set up. We got to go through a couple of things, just make sure it's ready to have a professional waste his time tuning this thing for me, and then we can actually get it over there and get it tuned. So this is the kind of snow you love to see, because it's never going to go anywhere. You're going to have the hardest time getting it off. This snow came down, and then we had a couple of warm days. This came down as a snowfall of like 20 inches or something that we got. It got warm, it melted, and then it refroze again, and now it's just a iceberg on top of this thing ready to take out my Titanic. So, and the only reason I'm even concerning myself with any of this is because the battery is right behind here, and the battery's completely dead. I'm gonna need to jump this thing. So I'm like the king of dead batteries and stuff like that. Ryan gets a laugh out of it all the time. Everything I own has a dead battery. And right about now, it's not even like a funny joke. Got entirely too much projects back here. And just varying forms of completion. Like this is, I mean, it's not done. It needs metal, some metal work, some finishing up under here, but I can drive it. I have been driving it. But, you know, we got some stuff back here that needs everything. And I actually really want to get this backyard like cleared out. You know, my little boy, you guys have seen him on the channel. He's 5 this year. He's going to be 5. And I want to be able to throw a football around back here. Right now, you're lucky to be able to throw an alternator back here. That kind of makes sense, right? Because you can't throw an alternator as far as you can throw a football. So you need less space, if, you know. All right, I'm gonna go get my jump pack. Hopefully it will jump this frozen Chinese battery that I bought for 11 bucks and a 10-piece McNugget. And if it starts, which it should, I'll just throw this thing in 4-wheel drive, and I'll just drive it out. Got to move 50 other things, but whatever. So the truck is in the backyard. Got to get this enclosed trailer out of the way, which should be really easy because it's got to go right back there in the snow. So that, you know, and then you got the sheet of ice. So this whole thing should be really easy to do. I don't know if you can tell by my surroundings, but it is not the same day as the last clip. It might not even be the same month, to be quite honest. I put this thing off to the side. We didn't make our dyno day, or I should say our tuning appointment, because I got stuck in the snow with the trailer and a bunch of stuff. But we do have a new appointment, and it's this Friday. So today we're doing plugs, wires. We got to mess around with the temp switch because the fans are not turning on. And we have a couple other little things we got to mess around with just to make sure that this thing's ready to go on Friday. Ryan is here, just wandering around the property.
I'm very excited to be here. I'm just taking it all in.
It's good. Just doing a full tour here.
Yep.
Automotive Chaos on YouTube. Please check him out. He literally is, I don't want to say he's single-handedly responsible for most of the bad things that happen around here, but he's definitely got a good part in it. We're both here for the, I would say, nearly felonious activities we do to cars and trucks. All right, I got my special tool. This is a power probe. It's actually one of my favorite electrical tools. I'm going to test our fans. I did wire them up here. I'm expecting our temp switch, which is in the back of the cylinder head. I don't know if you can see that green wire back there. I'm expecting that to kind of be bad. It's in a spot that gets very hot. Like the wires can get hot, and I'm wondering if it chewed up the wires. So I'm actually going to just probe our connectors here and just force power and force ground and just see if I can get them to turn on. All right, so the way that these fans are wired is that they have a keyed ignition source going to the switch on a relay, and then they have a temperature switch in the coolant jacket in the back there that grounds the relay to turn it on. So what I'm going to actually do right now is I'm going to ground the wire for the relay and see if I can get the fans to turn on. Then we've got to diagnose the wire and just make sure. All right, here it is. So we know now, and the fan is spinning in the right direction, meaning it's pulling through the radiator. Now we know if I ground the wire for the relay, it's going to work. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the back to the switch, the actual wire in the back, and I'm going to ground the end of that wire to a ground somewhere and see if the wire itself will make that ground for us. All right, so what I did is I actually took our green wire, I used the spade terminal that's on there, and I gave it ground, and we got nothing here on the fans. I don't know if you can really tell, but see how this wire's like kind of chewed up here? That was me. I probed it with the point on my power probe, and in that location I was able to turn this one fan on. This fan's not working, so that's going to be another diagnosis. But this one fan is on, which means that wire from there to back there is broken somehow one way or another, or it's bad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably pull that wire back through the loom, and we're actually going to put probably in one of those adapters with a bung for a fitting and in here, and we'll put a temperature switch in there. All right, here is an example of why I actually like wiring, but also an example of why physical inspection is super important. When I went to go pull this wire out of the loom, the end snapped off. You can't really tell. I don't know if you can see that. But it's totally corroded in there. So for demonstration purposes, I'm just going to put the end of my probe in the end of the wire where that terminal would have been, and hit ground. Nothing. You can also see that it's like bulged out on the end of this wire. See how it's like kind of, that's all like corrosion that's gotten in there. Which is why you should use like shrink wrap and stuff, which obviously I did not use. Now for demonstration purposes, I'm just going to go 2 inches back and just probe the wire, and now I'm going to give it ground. And you can hear the fan is on. Moral of the story is that you got to physically inspect a lot of this stuff, because literally this whole thing wasn't working because of basically 1 inch of wire. All right, so we've diagnosed the wire. The wire is going to get moved, so we're actually going to leave it out here for now. The other fan, the reason it wasn't coming on is because the actual spade terminal was opened up, and it wasn't actually grabbing very well on the male terminal. So just close it down with the old wire stripper, and that's coming on now. So that's good. Another thing I'm going to do is I'm probably going to switch this to the other side, because it seems to get, the intake air temps seem to get very hot with this being here, because it goes over this radiator hose, so I'm going to move it over there. All right, now I remember exactly why I couldn't go this direction with this air tube, so I guess we'll be going back over there now. All right, we're back. It's another day. We're going to start yanking out these plugs and wires. If you watch the channel, we have recently, somewhat recently, done new plugs, because I had Godzilla injectors in this, and I don't mean from a Godzilla engine, I just mean Godzilla himself made these injectors. I think it was something like they cut out a piece of his blood vessels or something, and it's, you know. So they were too big, and they were dumping fuel, and they actually fouled out our last set of plugs, so we replaced them with, I think these are Siemens Deca 80s. It was the cheapest thing I can get on eBay. So these are the right ones for this setup, but we have melted the wires, and since we're getting to tune tomorrow, why not throw some fresh plugs in it? You know, it's just realizing that I strategically picked the side that doesn't have that back plug, which is nice for me.
Oh, you're a bad person.
Not a good friend, that's for sure.
Definitely not. Oh my God.
Okay, none of these look good. They are all black carbon, and these have not been in here very long, so that's a lot. But seeing as how this thing had a Pillsbury Doughboy tune in here, I'm not surprised, I guess. All right, here's what's going in here. We're throwing in some NGKs, and I got these Amazon specials, and they are supposed to be ceramic coated, or I guess, I don't know if it's porcelain or whatever, so that they don't basically melt on the headers. These are not going to be very flexible though, so hopefully they fit with the headers, but they look nice, so we'll see how those work out. All right, we got a delivery of some parts. This is going to give us our switch. I just learned today that they give you a little set screw for a ground, because obviously if you put this in a rubber hose, this is not going to be able to ground out. So we're going to put that in line in our lower hose. We got a coupler just in case we need to chop the upper hose. We got an upper hose for one of these, for a cat's eye Silverado. It's the same shape and everything. We might have to shorten this straight section, which is why we got this coupler. I got a coolant overflow. And if we can get all this stuff on here, we might actually be okay to go tomorrow. So that'll be nice. All right, here's what we got in the way of our temperature switch. This pigtail is going to be our ground to the body of this, because like I said earlier, it's going to be in a rubber hose. The way this is going to work is that our negative switch of the relay is going to go to here, and it's going to be normally open. When this hits operating temperature, it's going to close. It's going to close the switch in here, and it's going to connect this terminal to ground, to the body of the actual sensor, which then is going to ground to this thing, and it's going to go to our little terminal here. And this pigtail is going to go to ground. So basically, when this thing triggers temperature, it's going to send the ground all the way through, down this wire to the frame, and give it a positive ground. When it's not at temperature, this is going to be open, and there will be zero continuity between here and here. So I'm going to demonstrate. So what I'm going to show right now is that I have our continuity here, and this is going to go to the body, if I could do this with 5 hands, and then to the body of the sensor, and you could hear my meter telling me this continuity. And now I'm going to go up here, no continuity. Now this is normally open. If this got to temperature, we would see, I would get a beeping here. Now I left this long so I can basically put a terminal on the end of it and go to our frame here. Okay, not sure how well you can see me, but the sun decided to quit early today. We did get a bunch of stuff done. Tomorrow is tune day, so this thing's not on trailer yet. I'll see you guys in the morning. right, I'm in my new, most fun place to be, which is underneath the truck, pulling this thing on the trailer, which was already a sketchy thing. We blew a brake line, and we got to be at the dyno in like an hour and a half, so we're in a rush to put a brake line in this thing. And worst case scenario, I'm pinching this thing off and we're going. So, but I would like to have brakes, so we're gonna try. It literally just started blowing out in there. So now we got a union that's right here. I broke that loose. We're gonna try to send a line back to where this guy is. That's where the brake hose goes. All right, we finally made it to the tuner. I am not gonna shove a camera in somebody's face while they're working. So I'll get back to you guys after we're done. All right, good morning. We are in the Blazer. It is tuned. I will give you some full disclosure. I'm not super thrilled. Although I am driving it, it doesn't smell like fuel, which is nice. We did have some issues with the truck yesterday. I had to throw an oxygen sensor in it because that thing failed. We did the brake line, as you guys saw. So we had a bit of an issue, there it is right there, where the transmission didn't really want to shift properly. And 1 to 2 is okay, 2 to 3 was like like a ladle in just a bowl of porridge. It was, this transmission is made out of mashed potatoes with like potato chips crushed in there. It's awful. So it actually kind of let us down because the tune didn't really, we couldn't really like go full throttle because this thing just wouldn't do it. I will say it drives better, it runs better, it's a little peppy right off the jump. But overall, we got a running car here, so we're gonna take it for a little spin, see how it drives.
It starts pretty well.
First impressions is, I gotta say, the throttle response is way better. It gets up and goes a little bit. Like I said, it really is just like when it shifts, the 2-3 is just funny. Full throttle is definitely not what it should be. That I can tell you. This engine should make some steam. I just think whatever we're putting through that paper mache transmission is just not coming back out the other side. What better place to take an off-road vehicle than a beach? We're not going on the beach though. You can't go on the beach here. Well, maybe, I guess you can, but not without like getting arrested. All right, so here we are. This thing is finally tuned. You guys watch the channel, you know how long it's been since we got this car together, got this engine in, and it's a while later, but it's tuned now. We can drive it around. Not real happy about the way the transmission is acting, but we have a fix for that. And you're gonna have to stay tuned. You're gonna have to subscribe to the channel to see what we're gonna do with that eventually. But I have parts for it, it'll happen. It's a beautiful day outside. So we got the car out, it's driving great, having a good time. Gonna do some stuff, hang out with my son for a little while. If you guys enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing to the channel, drop a like below. And as always, thank you guys for watching. American Nostalgia Garage, out.